Good day, students. My name is Mr. Young, and today I'm just addressing a bit of a problem that I saw when I was in class. The students were designing logos, and I guess I'm not going to be doing a full tutorial telling you exactly how to do things, because a lot of the work that I'm going to do is more creative, and you have to have a bit more of a creative flair. But a lot of it is creating a triangle, which to me, a triangle, I was seeing a lot of students making lines in the shape of a triangle. But I say use a star tool, and as you can see, I've already done the triangle to a 3-point, but it usually starts as a 5-point star. But as you hit the down arrow key, put it to 3 angles, it's logically a triangle. And if you hold shift down, it restricts it to totally flat on the bottom. So as you can see, this is not the best stroke or fill with this, but so I'm going to turn the stroke to nothing and the fill to black. There we go. Now it also had a series of cuts in the triangle. So what we're going to do is we're going to make cutting. Oh, okay. Oops, I forgot to deselect the triangle first. What you totally want to do is just deselect it, and then I'm going to choose a different color. I choose yellow just because it's so easy to differentiate from the black triangle. And we're going to make rectangles. We're not going to enter it in. We're just going to create a freehand rectangle. I'm thinking like that is a good width. Now we position it with the up arrow. We're going to bring it up a fair bit with your black arrow selected by hitting the V key. You hold Alt in the middle of it. I'm not super concerned with the alignment of it, so we don't have to restrict it with shift. But we're only going to put 2 boxes on this one. So being that we're still on our black arrow tool, we drag a box around everything, and then in the Pathfinder we choose the minus front option. That way your triangle is still a single shape, and it just does not have the boxes to it. Now I'm thinking that eventually we're going to apply a gradient to it, but I guess we're not going to worry about that just yet. So we start by making text by hitting the D key. The logo that we're making is for a bank, and so we're gonna go through and I chose Arno Pro because I think it's probably the best font for the job. Let's bring it up a bit. Right now it's showing you endpoint. Let's bring it up to the full 72 point so you can see what it is. Now we're gonna go back to Arno Pro later, but I want you to see how you would look through your font. You do that just by clicking the box. So the word is highlighted, and there's a box around your pull-down menu. You don't want to pull this down like this. You could if you knew the exact name that you're looking for, but just clicking on it and hitting the up or down arrows lets you go through your selection of installed fonts to it. Again, I believe that Arno Pro is the one I'm going to be going with, and by default it chooses caption, but as you can see by pulling it down, there's a lot more than just regular, bold, and italic. You can see that regular, italic, and bold are still here. We're going to try to make it bold. Now I know that I have a student that said, Mr. Young, bold is just not bold enough for me. So what do I do then? Well, the answer is quite simple. You have to first use type expand, or type create outlines, which gives your type outlines so that it's just like any other shape. So to expand it, you choose object path, offset path, and because the bank is selected, this is the one that it uses. Now I've done this before, and I like 2-point, but as you can see, if you click on the box and the highlight goes around it, you can press up or down arrows to increase or decrease the line weight. I'm going with 2, so I'm just gonna hit OK. If you were to move the one, you would see that if you were to move this, you would, okay, apparently not. Apparently it's all together. But you can see that there are still the original lines are still here. So to fix that, we get Pathfinder Unite. It just gets rid of the inside lines and it makes it one solid shape. Now this is our main line of text. Let's make our second line. So the first one said bank, and the second one, because the first one is all uppercase letters, the second line we're gonna make lowercase letters. Well, no, we'll make it all uppercase as well. Okay, I just went, and it would help if I spelled it correctly. Now for a subtitle, we usually use half the size. So when you're done typing, hit escape, which essentially goes back to your black arrow tool. So half of 72 is 36, and actually that word is about the proper size. Not quite, but almost. Now to scale it, go over the corner until it becomes a slanted arrow line, and hold shift down so constraints are proportion, and scale until it hits the final line. And know that your point size is gonna change. We're just not going to worry about that too much. Once again, just so that we're dealing with shapes only, we're going to choose Craig outlines. And I believe that for the word bank, we are going to apply a gradient. So you turn on gradient here, and obviously it doesn't work with the letters. So you hit key of G to adjust the gradient. Well, I'm going to start from the top and go down, but as you can see, the line that you drag out is kind of loosey-goosey. If you hold shift, it snaps to perfectly 90 degrees. And when you let go, it's totally correct now. Now, black and white just does not instill, doesn't say bank to me. So what says bank? Green, to me anyway. So I'm gonna drag the green swatch up to the black color. That's better, but the background is white. So it actually needs a stroke to the outside. Let's make it black. Actually, let's make it that same dark green. Now, if we click away, it doesn't work because we're not in our black arrow tool. So switch back to it with D, and click anywhere else to deselect. So that looks alright as is. And trust us. Let's also make it that dark green, which just by clicking on it, you can then click on the dark green picture, and I think that looks pretty good as is. So, although maybe the trust us could be a little closer. Drag a box around, select both of them, and choose object group. That way, if you click away and then click on it, it chooses both together. And because we are still on the black arrow tool, you can move it. Now we put it right in alignment with the triangle. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to scale it so that it's exactly the width of the bottom of the triangle, just so that it looks like part of it. So you hold shift down and you scale down until it hits the anchor. I was hoping for something else like the internet set like that, but you can once you have the alright. I kind of like the look of contrast between the gradiated logo and the black logo itself. So I think that will be alright. Let's group them together by selecting them all and hitting object group. Since we still have our black arrow tool selected, we're gonna move this over. We're gonna hold Alt down, which over top it in, and hold shift just to make sure it's totally in line, and let go. The Alt button provides the fact that you're cloning or copying, and shift restrains it to a flat position. So what we're gonna do now is we select this middle one. We just want to play around with the colors a bit, so we're gonna go to edit colors, recolor artwork. Now right now there's only 3 colors, green, white, and black. So what you go through is you just go through the colors complementary, I believe. Oh, sorry, you have to also click the preview button. There is no preview button, so perhaps the complementary colors didn't really have any effect. Let's try split complementary. Once again, it really didn't have too much of an effect, but let's hit edit. And you can see here the main colors in the green, which but right now it's gradient to white. So there isn't much in the way of choosing a different gradient color. So we're gonna make that kind of a purple. It's also, I guess, doesn't look too bad. In color 3, the color of red is like the color of passion. We'll try changing that. So edit colors, recolor artwork. And now the window appears over our art. So we're just gonna move it over a bit, just so that we can see what we're doing. Again, we hit edit, because your main two colors are black and white. It's only this main color that changes. So we can change it to reddish. And red doesn't jump out at me as being the color that we want. Let's increase the brightness of that color down here. And gonna pull the saturation all the way up so that red is red. It's not a wine color. We hit OK. And I wonder if the stroke of the bank word would look better as black. And now that the letters are red, we're going to ungroup this. It still doesn't look that great to me, but at least it ties together the color of the black pyramid with the red wording. I wonder if we need to if we can ungroup this and then ungroup that as well. That probably wasn't what I was aiming for. So let's undo that with Control Z. Now select the pyramid. We're going to apply that same gradient to it. Now, I don't know if I like the light to dark as it is. Grid segment. I cannot want the gradient to go from here all the way up. So we're going to hit G, and we're going to start near the bottom. Again, hold Shift to make it straight line. And let go, which I think looks alright. The outline is a bit questionable. Let's make the stroke that dark purple. Now let's try a few different things with this. Let's try making, well, we'll make a sun come out from behind this pyramid. We do that by, again, holding Shift, which constrains the aspect of both. We're going to make it appear like it's coming out from behind the pyramid, so let's make a bit of a cut, not quite halfway, but like this, and hit V again to change it back to the black arrow tool, and we're going to select these two. And once again, hit the pathfinder minus front. Then the shape is still a circle, but it's been cut. So let's bring your mouse pointer a little over the edge, and it turns to a curved arrow shape. Now, this is going to have to be done by eye, as there does not seem the exact method to do that. And you want to bring it out so that there's as much white space between the pyramid and the sun as there is here between the sections of pyramid. So that looks alright. I don't really like that though. Let's try making a rounded rectangle around this first logo. I believe the radius on the rounded corners are pretty good. But again, you can increase the amount of radius by hitting up or down on your arrow keys. Now I don't know if I would choose a gradient for this, but let's move it to the back by hitting Control or Command Shift left square bracket, so that moves it back. Now, the gradient to me definitely is not the way to go. Perhaps a light gray. Oh, for the stroke, let's try that green. So it kind of ties together. And we switch back to the black arrow tool by hitting V and clicks off it to deselect. I think that looks alright. Now we're just gonna pull and drag a box around that to it. Make sure that everything is selected and choose Align to Selection. So we're going to choose the line middle here and middle here. And then we're not going to group it just yet because I'm thinking that will add a little bit of a warp to this. So we choose Object. Edit. I seem to have forgotten the nice easy way to do this. So go to Object, Envelope to Sort, make with warp, and we're going to turn on the preview button. And it's using an arc, which is what we want, but the arc is much too large, so we click on the box. Again, because the highlight is around the other side of the box, you can use your up or down arrows to affect the number inside. So we're gonna just bring it down. And we want to bring it down so that there's gonna be much overflow warp, but the corners of the pyramid are gonna be a little bit inside the box. But as there is a envelope still on here, we go to object. I believe you can choose expand object fill. We're not going to worry too much about that. Just hit OK. So what it does is it converts the modified look into a series of lines. Since we're on our black arrow tool, we can click off to deselect, and you can see that it is in fact warped a little bit. So to move this around, I'm holding the space bar down, and I'm just doing it so that I can see around. As you can see, I have 3 of the same logo, but they all look a little different. So hopefully you can use the things that I showed you in this video and make your logos look pretty good as is. It's always a good idea to copy, to make a few visual copies of your logo so that you can pick out which one is best and put them all on the same page so that you can see them all together. I don't know about someone else, but I like this one the best, the green one, followed closely by the purple one, I suppose. I don't really care for the red one, but I'm still gonna keep them. If you have any particular questions on how to do something, please feel free to email me at mutantcellacademy@gmail.com, and I will answer your question either in a video or I'll just email you back and let you know. But since I like videos so much, it will most likely be in a video. As always, this is Mr. Young, and keep drawing.